What's up, New Phoenixes? Thank you guys for joining us with Elon's first live on air Are You Ready web show series. For those of you that are just joining us, thank you guys for tuning in. For those of you who saw our last session, this session is going to be on the Love School of Business. Thank you guys for joining us. We're really, really excited. And all of this information is really, really pertinent to the first year experience as well as the rest of your Elon experience throughout your 4 years here. And a lot of this information today is going to be bounced off of questions that you guys ask us. So please go ahead. On your right side, there's going to be a chat box that Lori will talk about in a second. My name is Sam Jones. I'm going to be one of your hosts this summer. I'm a rising senior at Elon, and I have the privilege of introducing our producer, Lori Shackle.
I'm a senior as well, and as Sam said, I'm the producer for this series, and I'll be taking your questions live for all the web shows. So while you're watching us in the Hangout, on the right side there should be a Q&A panel, and if you type your questions in there, I'll prompt the experts about the question, and we'll answer it live on the show.
The experts.
So from the Love School of Business, we have the Director of Undergraduate Programs, Stacy Outlaw.
Hi everyone. Once again, I'm Stacy Outlaw, and I've been at Elon for almost 2 years now. We have a lot of cool things going on in the LSB, and we hope that we can address all of your questions and talk about some of them today. We have 8 different majors that you can choose from, as well as 6 different minors, and you can do a combination of any of those. So there's a lot that you can do there. We have 15 student organizations within the LSB alone, so there's a lot that you can get involved in. So you can take what you've learned in the classroom and actually get involved in some of these business student organizations and get some real-world experience in the field of business.
Definitely. We also have a business student here, Erin.
Hi, my name's Erin. I'm a rising senior. I major in international business, but I also major in political science, so I'm kind of a hybrid. I have a foot in 2 different schools, so it's a bit of a challenge and a very busy schedule, but very worth it.
So I think a lot of students are interested in knowing if they need to apply specifically to the Love School of Business as opposed to Elon, if it's a separate unit.
Okay. You do not have to apply to the Love School of Business, so that's one unique thing about the LSB at Elon. Other business schools, at the previous institution that I worked with, you did have to apply for that program. Okay. At Elon, you do not. So if you decide that you want to major in finance or you want to major in economics or management or whatever you choose, you just simply declare that major, which you can do through the academic advising office. And like I said earlier, you can do double majors, minors, any combination. You're certainly not required to, but you're more than welcome to do so.
And you are double majoring.
I am.
Why? What is your
why am I doing
that? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I came in knowing I wanted to be an international business major. I actually am a business fellow, so you have to apply to that early on, and that's probably one of the best things that I ever did and has totally shaped my college career. But when I got here, I took a comparative politics class my first semester because I had taken an AP Gov class back in high school and really loved it. So it was just kind of like a hobby of mine. And then when I got here, it was the hardest class, but like such a rewarding class. And as a first semester freshman, you don't know what to expect. You don't know how hard classes are going to be or how well you're going to do in them. And I was definitely challenged, but it was just so rewarding that I knew I had to take more poli-sci. So I did, and then after accumulating so many classes, it's like, well, I really love both, so I want to do both. And I just went straight to the registrar's office and did that, but now I think you can do it online, so it's really simple. And you don't have to sit and wait forever. But yeah, it's definitely some days I wonder why I did to myself, because it is a lot of work, but just doing 2 things that I really love is obviously worth it. So, yeah.
Is it pretty typical for business students to double major or to minor in some way?
It is.
Yeah.
And then the way that our curriculum is designed, all the business majors take a set of business core classes.
Okay.
So that's another, good thing too about the LSB is that you don't have to know specifically like which area of business you want to start with. So a lot of students know they want to do something in business, but they don't know exactly which direction they want to go. So all the majors take a set of core business classes, so you get exposure to a lot of different areas. So you take like an introductory econ class, like an intro to finance class, intro to marketing, a calculus-based course, like a variety of different courses that can help you decide which route you want to go. And through that, a lot of students will decide, okay, well, since I've already taken X number of econ classes, I only need like 2 more to get a minor, and then they decide to pursue a minor in that area or a double major.
Right.
We have a question about the kinds of classes you can take your first year at Elon. So you said a bunch of intro business classes. What did you take your first year, and like how did you navigate that in your first year?
I mean, it really depends. Like if you take AP classes in high school, they really help. Everyone takes a global class. A lot of people come in not being declared, so you kind of take classes like all over the charts. I took like a calculus class, an econ, gosh, this was so long ago. I don't know, but they were all over the place, and that's okay. And you just try to knock out your intros pretty quickly, because once you do start to get a feel for what you like, a lot of business classes have prereqs that sometimes are even dependent on other prereqs. So you don't want to be in your junior and senior year and think, oh, I want to take this class, but I should have taken another one 2 semesters ago. So just like try your hand at different things, but also be aware of what general direction you want to go in, and kind of look farther down the line and make sure that if you are going to go that way, you cover all your like foundation and your bases and your intro classes. So,
and just to add on that, a lot of students will just take like their kind of their general studies requirements their first year, maybe 1 or 2 introductory business courses within that first year. But even a student who doesn't take any of those intro courses, like if you don't do the intro to econ course or the calculus-based course, I've had advised plenty of students who have started the major sophomore year. Some have even changed majors junior year and can still finish on time. So you don't have to feel pressured to where, okay, I didn't get into this econ class, what am I going to do? You'll be fine. There are plenty of other classes here at Elon to take, really, really cool classes. So you have plenty of time to complete a major in the LSB.
Yeah, you want to be aware of what you're taking, but you want to be stressed about it your freshman and sophomore year. Like, don't stress too much. You've got other things you're dealing with.
Yeah.
First year's hard. It's okay. Don't stress about that.
And I promise you'll finish on time.
Yeah. It'll be close.
Yeah.
So, are there any intro courses that overlap with the business school, or specifically support some classes? Like I know you said there are prereqs. Like in terms of like a math course, I know that the general statistics is one of the courses that's required for first years. Does that particularly support any of the business courses, or I'm just wondering how the first year's general studies courses interact with if they choose to be a business major from right off the bat.
Yeah, some of the business core courses will overlap with your general studies requirements. So, for example, the Econ 111, which is the introductory econ course, counts as a social sciences requirement. So you will see, some of that overlap. One of the upper level econ courses that you'll take junior or senior year can count as one of your upper level arts and sciences requirements. So they do have that overlap.
We have a question about internships. So what kind of internships do students get? You're really excited. And do you have to do one before graduating? Sounds like you can speak about internships.
Yes, you do need an internship, and even if you didn't need one, you should do them because they are so valuable. They truly are. I know some people that started right off the bat after their freshman year with internships. I wasn't that aggressive. I had one the summer between my sophomore and junior year, and that actually came about because I'm in an international business club, and I actually had to fly out for a conference into St. Louis for one day, and was just talking to some recruiters there, and ended up talking to the right person and got an internship with MasterCard, and spent last summer in St. Louis living out there. And it was just one of those things that I would have never seen it coming, but truly, if you just kind of keep your eyes and ears open, there's lots of opportunities at the business school. We also have the Porter Professional Development Center, which is a career development center specifically for business students. So the larger university has one, but we have our own, so I feel very special, and you get more specialized attention because the number of students compared to the number of advisors is just astronomical. So the more help you can get, the better, obviously. So that was great last summer. And then this summer, I found mine through, we have this website called the Elon Job Network. And it is just a fabulous resource because you can get on it at any time. And there's always new listings and new postings for jobs, for co-ops, for internships. And I was abroad this past spring, so it's very difficult to apply and go to interviews when you're not in the country. So I used that like it was my life support and applied to everything that I could, and that's how I got my current internship now. Over in Raleigh helping startups and entrepreneurs, but I wouldn't have found it just web searching. Like it was through that resource that I got it. So they're out there and there's a wide variety.
And all students who decide to be one of our LSB majors, they're assigned to a professional development advisor, and so that person serves as like your career counselor. So they help you with searching for internships and searching for jobs and help you with resumes and cover letters. So anything related to your professional development. So that's another cool thing about the LSB, is that you do have that individualized attention when it comes to the whole internship and job searching process.
So the ELR is sort of like in a way built into the Love School of Business curriculum because you have to pursue an internship.
Correct. So all of our LSB majors are required to complete an internship. So that automatically fulfills the ELR requirement. The only two majors that are not required to have an internship are economics and international economics. However, those students are required to write a senior thesis during their senior year, and so that fulfills the ELR requirement. So either way, our econ majors have it covered.
So even though that is built in, what other ELR experiences have you seen students, partake in that are business related? I know that you said you studied abroad.
Well, I mean, actually, I studied abroad for poli-sci. So again, cross-reference there. But I know we have a dual degree program where you can spend 2 years here and 2 years in Germany or in France. So if you're really international focused, you can do that. Otherwise, you can just go for a semester almost anywhere, because pretty much everywhere around the world has, like business programs. So you might have to do some research on which ones better fit your needs, but you really can go anywhere and get pretty much what you want. And I highly suggest going abroad.
And I would say that is very popular amongst our business students. A lot of our students go abroad, and we do have a lot of business programs all over the world. So it's definitely something that you can participate in and earn credit for your major.
Yeah, definitely.
We have a question that just came in that I think Erin will be able to talk about. What benefits are there for being a business fellow? So can you talk about that?
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes. First of all, you come in and you already have like this group of people. It's called a cohort. That is just like your support system. They're there for you academically. You don't know anyone, so you're kind of like just grateful to have a familiar face on campus, and you see them almost every day because you have class together, and it just creates this sense of familiarity and just it just is great. Also, a perk of being a business fellow is you get to go on a mini study abroad trip, completely paid for, your freshman year. So my freshman year, we went on a trip to Poland, which I would have never chose to go to in January because it was freezing. But it was the best bonding experience, and we went with our professors, and you really just got to know your professors as people and not just as like the teacher that gives you homework and hard tests. And it was great. It was probably my first taste of experiential learning, because we went to the Krakow University for economics, and so it was just great to see like how we study economics versus how a totally different culture does, and that's just something that I never thought my freshman year of college I would ever be able to get to do. So being a business fellow, sometimes there's a little extra pressure on you, but I think you get more opportunities, and people expect higher standards, but it's better because you live up to them. So all in all, like I said, it's one of my favorite things I love about my college career. So
is there some kind of research or big project, senior thesis kind of thing that was incorporated to that?
Yeah. So as business fellows, you have a capstone project at the end. And if I mess this up, correct me. But so depending on your major, like if you're finance or econ, you actually get to take some of there's an Elon endowment that you invest the money like in the real stock market. So be wise. And then if you're more of like an entrepreneurship marketing major, you have a different project where you, I think, work as like a consultant with an actual business and help them. So it's very hands-on, a lot of responsibility. And really at Elon, like you do get a lot of responsibility. They trust you to be an adult and to learn and to take what you've learned in the classroom and actually do real grown-up people things with it. So it's definitely a good way to end your senior year.
I know it's past time for people to apply to certain fellowships. Say like a student doesn't realize that they want to be a business major until halfway through, their first year. Is there a way that if they're interested in a fellowship, they could do a lateral entry of some sort?
We do have lateral entry for the Business Fellows program. So usually like after the first year, there are a couple slots available and students can apply to the Business Fellows program.
Okay. Awesome. I'm sure a lot of students are thinking long term in terms of, where am I going to work after I graduate? So could you speak to what kind of, companies or businesses have hired students from the Love School of Business?
So our LSB graduates have ended up everywhere, like all over the country. Examples of certain companies would be like PricewaterhouseCoopers, Merrill Lynch, Credit Suisse, Deloitte. So they've gone everywhere.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We cast a pretty wide net in the corporate world, and that net gets bigger every year. It's amazing. We have people come speak to us that I'm just like shocked when they walk in the room that like this person is here talking to me. And another thing I forgot actually as a business fellow, but I mean this isn't just business fellows, but we go to New York and our junior year and meet with all these different companies, and it just was so astounding to me that we had such strong connections with these very well-known companies. What was even better was that those companies recognized, they're like, oh, you're an Elon student, like that meant something to them. Like our brand in the caliber of student that we produce really means something to a lot of companies, and that says a lot. So like I said, like take what you have here and make the most of it and own it when you graduate, because it will mean something when you get out there in the world. So.
And a lot of our departments have meet and greets, so we actually have employers to come in and do like a little mix and mingle type thing, and so that's a good way for networking as well as to possibly get an internship or lead to a job. So like for example, our management department, they have like a meet and greet in the fall. Beta Alpha Psi, which is our honorary society for finance and accounting majors, they hold a meet and greet, so they have a lot of different employers to come. Our sales minor, we have a lot of different sales executives to come in and do a meet and greet. So that's another, good networking opportunity too, and a way that can lead to those internships and jobs later on down the line.
Okay. So I know you said that you're in an organization, right? An international business organization. What other kind of business organizations are out there for students of business to explore? And if you want to speak about that organization as well.
Yeah, I mean, Stacy said in the beginning there's 15, but there feels like a million because they just they're all over the place. So there's like a microfinance one that I'm also involved with. There's one called Enactus, which is national. Actually, Stacy's my advisor for that. There's some there's lots of honor societies and like business fraternities.
Yeah, Alpha Kappa Psi.
Yeah. Gosh, there's like
the women in business.
Women in business.
Fairly new.
But granted, there's a lot, and if there's not one that you're interested in, you can start it. Like the international business one that I'm a part of, I got it off the ground. Like international business is a new major here, so all the other majors had their own club, like the finance club or the whatever, and there wasn't one for us, and we felt left out. So like we saw a need and we wanted to do it, and we did it. So if you get here and you're like, oh, I really wanted to start something and I just don't see it, that doesn't mean you can't do it. Like, it's very easy, and generally you'll find other people who also have that same interest as you. So, yeah.
Making stuff happen.
Making stuff happen.
Good. We have a question.
Okay.
You kind of touched on this already a little bit, but someone wonders, can you have 2 majors within the School of Business, and how many minors can you have?
You can have 2 majors within the School of Business, so there isn't a limit to the number of majors and minors, but you certainly just don't want to just pick up a whole bunch of different majors and minors, because obviously that's a lot of requirements that you'll have to fulfill in a short amount of time. But yes, you can double major and have a minor, any combination of those. And there isn't a specific limit, but time-wise, you probably won't be able to complete with so many.
Can you talk about the curriculum a little bit? Because it is pretty broad, right? The business students have a pretty wide range of skills within a certain field, certain major. So what's the curriculum like?
So you take a set of business core classes regardless of like what major you are, whether you're accounting, finance, or whatnot. So you take like an introductory econ course. You take CIS 211, which is our introductory information systems course. Take a calc-based course. Take a lot of different intro courses like intro to finance and marketing and whatnot. And then you get, once you've taken your business core courses, you get more specific within your area of expertise. So like if you're accounting, you take all the accounting courses, or finance, you take all the finance courses. But like I said earlier, that's a good thing about our curriculum, is that you do get to take a variety of different courses. So if you don't know, if I want to go into marketing or I want to go into finance, you get to take a variety of different courses to kind of see which area is for you.
Do you find a lot of students going straight into the workforce, or do a lot of them go on to graduate programs, or is it sort of a mix?
The majority of our students go straight into the workforce. Many MBA programs across the country, they want you to have some real-world experience, usually at least 2 or 3 years before you go on to pursue an MBA. That's not all MBA programs, but it's the vast majority. So most business majors are going to go straight into the workforce before pursuing like an MBA or any other advanced degree. Now our econ majors, a lot of them will tend to go to grad school for economics and get a doctorate in that area, and they've ended up like different econ programs, doctoral programs all across the country.
We have just a couple minutes left, you guys, but we have one more question that we need to get to. Spencer is wondering, what's the difference between a business fraternity and a non-business one?
A lot. They're both great, very different. A business fraternity is, meets strictly for helping each other network and
academic purposes.
Academic purposes. Thank you. Struggling to find that. Not to say that regular fraternities are not academically based. There is an academic component. You do have to have a certain number of GPA. So if you are interested in joining one, you still have to be a student. But that's not the sole interest that unites the brothers in it. And actually, a business fraternity is not just all guys either. Like, girls can join a business fraternity too, versus they obviously don't. A regular fraternity, you have your own sororities to join. So yeah, business fraternities, think of it as more of like a club or an organization. I don't really ever consider that part of our Greek life on campus. That's just kind of something completely different. Good question, though, Spencer.
Definitely. I know we only have a few minutes left, but do you guys have any closing tips or advice for students that are coming into the School of Business? Anything they should explore or look for throughout their first year?
Well, one, Java City. This sounds really random. Java City is is a coffee shop on the second floor of the business school, and it will save your life. Okay, but get there quickly because the line backs up. But the coffee is great and the snacks are great. Also, don't just show up to class and participate and leave. Get to know your classmates and your professors. They really are a valuable resource. So just be engaged, really.
Yeah, and I would just echo that, just being engaged in the LSB.
All right. Well, looks like we're out of time for this session. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Stay tuned in because next up we're going to have the communications crew coming in. Thank you guys so much for being here
Thank you.
and talking about the Love School of Business. But we look forward to our next session. We hope you stay with us.